A long time, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is King Sam and I'm really glad that you are here. In our previous videos, I've showed you guys how to take your videos from your ideation stage and design them out in Photoshop or Illustrator, depending on what you use. And now in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to animate those designs right here in After Effects. This video went on for a little bit longer than I expected, and the final part of the video will be coming out really soon. If you want to get in touch with me, easiest way to do that is by joining my motion design community. The link is in the video description. Come say hi to other people as interesting as yourself, and I'll be going live on the motion design community this Friday, answering any questions and anything based on After Effects or your journey in After Effects so far. So without talking too much, because I've already done that, let's jump right to the video. So now we have all our scenes here in After Effects. We have our artboard 1, artboard 2 and artboard 3. So we're going to create a new composition, call it animation, which is 1920 by 1080, 30 frames per second, and it's at 30 seconds now. Let's see how long it's actually going to take. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm coming back to this my first layer here. I'm going to open up artboard 1, select everything that's inside, copy it, come back here, and I'm going to paste it here. Now, as you can see, you have this simple distance. So I'm just going to create my mouse now. So let's give it a little stroke, but the stroke is going to be white. Now let's go to our down here, and I'm work it again. Okay, now for this, now I can just shrink it down. I have the size I want. Next thing I'm going to do is that the animation is for this arm mouse to come in from here, move up and click to this place. So let's zoom into our timeline a little bit. So let's say like this. And so let's go to around 1 second here. I'm going to make a keyframe on my scale, and I'm going to make a keyframe on my position. Now, going back to the beginning of my timeline here, I'm just going to move this outside like this. Now I'm going to my pen tool here, and I'm going to select this my position keyframe or whatever I want to call it here, and I'm going to click on it. So what I can do here now is I can just change how it's going to move in. Actually, F9 to easy ease. Check it out again. Open our grab editor, and I want it to slow down towards the end. So let's say something like this. Okay. So now that it has reached here, I'm going to wait for a few frames. So 1, 2, 3, that's 3 frames. And I'm going to move my scale property here. Now I want to do a simple scale animation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this my first frame here at 100. So it's going to be like it clicks in. So let's go down by like 2 frames, or let's make it 3, 1, 2, 3 frames. And I'm going to drop the scale to like 25. Then move down again by like 3 frames again. Take this to 35. Move down by like few frames again. And I'm going to bring this back to 30. So as you can see, it has this nice clicking animation. Now I can just select these 4 keyframes here. So now what I'm going to do is that these 2 are different layers. So I'm just going to create a new null object. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these 2 here, and I'm going to parent them, I'm going to pick with them to my null layer here. So let's open up our position keyframes here, and let's do almost the exact same thing. So at this moment in time here, it's a position scale. We hit keyframe 100, reduced it here, take it down to 93. Oops, 93. One 07. Then here back to 100. Okay, I want this to happen slower, so keyframe assistant and ease out. I say that again. Can move this back into bit. Okay, I think I need to add a little bit of a delay, so I'm just going to move this back by like 1 frame. And let's drag this to backward a little bit. Okay, so after a little bit of tweaking, I just added one frame in between all these my keyframes here, and I think I'm actually liking this a whole lot better. So clicking. Now I'm going to work on the transitions later. Well, I think this is a good place to end it. So this is a good place to stop here. So I'm just going to select everything I use for my scene here apart from my mouse. So this and down to the rectangle here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Ctrl+Shift+D, so I can cut them. I can delete the ones I just cut. That's everything after this place. Now what I'm just going to do is, so I know that they are part of one scene, I can select everything here. I'm just going to change their color to red so that I will know that all the red here are part of the same scene. Let's rename this to mouse. Now when this thing happens here and transitions over, we're supposed to transition to our next scene, and our next scene is going to be our artboard too. So like always, we come here, copy, come back here, and we're going to paste. Now what you just need to do is your left bracket is going to just move everything that you just selected here to after your any place you put your time indicator here. So if I put it down here and put my left bracket, it's going to move it forward. So this is where I want it to start from, so I can move it back like this. So you see it? Cool. Everything right now is not inside the box here because it's outside here. So we need to move everything that's outside here inside here. And the easiest way to do that is by using your null. So we're going to create a new null object. And all these my new scenes here, I'm going to just parent them to my null. And with my null here, I'm just going to move them into place. Okay, so this is what we are going to have here. That's nice. Now I can just delete this null. So the next thing I'm going to do is that, see this my Dell XPS and everything that's going to be the main focus in my third artboard, because if you check our third artboard, it's our XPS 17. That is going to be what we are going to actually look at. So let's go back to animation here, and that is why I did not actually group them together. Everything else is grouped together. Everything is like already grouped together. But now what I'm going to do is, let's select everything here so you can find out where they are. So you can see all of them are grouped together like this. First of all, let's change their color so I'll see them easily. Let's make it green. Oh man, I'm just gonna make my mouse green by mistake. Well, that's not a problem. Now I'm going to create a new null object. I'm just going to move it up on top all these green layers here. So I'm going to select this down to this. So that's all my Dell XPS layer here. And I'm just going to parent them to this null. So like this, parent it to the null here. Cool. Next, I'm just going to duplicate duplicate this one more time. So Ctrl D. I'm just going to shift it to the beginning here. Make this. And I'm going to take this, duplicate it, and shift it to the end. Now, what I want is that I want it to scroll. So to scroll from this, 2, 3, and finally land on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another null object. New null object. I'm just going to move it up here, and so I'm going to select everything, and this is going to be where the tricky part is. Now, as you can see, we want everything to move together at first, but we already have a null object controlling everything under here. So at this moment in time, we don't actually need to select all the individual layers of this here. All we just need to do is, okay, select our AirPod first one, AirPod second one, Samsung, iPhone, this here also. Now when I want to select this one, I don't select it, the individual ones, I just select this null 3, and I can just take this and parent them right here. So on this my null 4, if I move anything in my null 4 now, it moves everything all as one, like this. So first of all, let me move on my null so that all of them start here also. So the first thing I'm going to do is when it's in the middle here, I want this to be the biggest thing when it's in the middle. So what I can just do now is let's just move this back, and let's like on our title action save. So I'll actually know when something is at the middle. So this is in the middle right here. Now this is my AirPod layer here, and I'm just going to open up the scale animation like this. Let's move our anchor point back to the center of the composition cell. Now to make sure that the anchor point is the center, when you're moving it, you can hold down Control just to make sure that it's in the center. Come here, move the anchor point, hold down Control so it locks in to the center. Okay, now this is going to what's going to be in the middle first, so it's going to start off very big. With our scale now, let's bump up the scale like this. Let's say like, let's make it 130 on the dot. That's a good round number to work with. So as you can see, now that this is at 130, you can see that the remaining ones here, their positions are a little messed up too. So this is one of the reasons why people say After Effects is complicated, because now I have a null object here that controls the position of all of them, but now we just want to control the positions of this one. So what am I going to do? Okay, first of all, let's keep on our scale here. I'm going to come to each and every single one of this, our other what should I call this thing? Icons here, this one, and this null layer here. And I'm going to open up their positions because we are going to work with their position. Let me just move all these things up. Yeah. So I'm going to work on their positions. So what I'm going to do now is I can make a keyframe on their position here. I'm just going to use this to shift it back until it has almost equal distance again. I can still shift it back more. So like this. Come back to my null here. I'm going to make another keyframe. Come to around 3 seconds here, and I'm just going to move the second one to the middle. Now for this S25 Ultra, now same thing, we're going to increase the scale. We keep on our scale here. I'm going to move it somewhere like here. As it's moving here like this, the scale is already increased to 130. So from this it moves to this. Now at this point in time here, once it starts moving, maybe I'll move it to the center here. That's when it's going to start from. So at this moment in time here, as this one is increasing now, this one should be reducing. So if I go back to my AirPods layer here, and I'm just going to make a keyframe on my scale, and I'm just going to change this back to 100. So you have, understand? So now from small, this one now is big. So the next thing I'm going to do is, you can see again, we have this position property malfunction here again. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is we're going to come down to 3 seconds here, and what's going to be the problem? This, I'm just going to shift it back. So this, and this. Now I'm going to now select my null 3 layer here. Open up our position for them. Let's shift them back. For this S25 Ultra, I'm now going to make another keyframe on the position, so that the next time I'm editing it, I won't mess up this position again when I'm moving other things. So AirPod 2 P, I'm going to make a keyframe on this position right here. So the next thing I'm going to do now is, this one has to be in center again. So I'm just going to come down here, and I'm just going to move this icon 16 Pro Max into the middle. Let's see, move back a little bit. Try that again. Okay, this looks good. So next I'm going to do, S25 Ultra has to reduce size. So I'm going back to my S25 Ultra here, and I'm going to take the scale down to 100. And now I'm just going to my 60 Pro Max here. I'm going to open up our scale position property, and I'm just going to increase this to 1. Okay, no, sorry. Let's make sure that at this moment in time it's at 100 first, and from here now you can now increase this to 130. Now, as you can see, XPS, AirPod, all of them, and this one also. So let's go back again. You can see, and this one also, you have to adjust them appropriately. So we have 1, 2, 3. So the next one is going to be our last movement down to our XPS here. Onto around 4 seconds here. We're going to move this into like XPS is in the middle of our frame. Come down to our null here, and what we're going to do is we're going to open up our scale. Make a keyframe on our scale at 100. We'll be back. Increase this to 130. Now our 16 Pro Max. Carry this and use it back to 100. Then come down here, because I want to make sure this position is saved. Make a keyframe on my position here. I think these are S25 Ultra 2 doesn't have a keyframe on the position here, so let's make a keyframe on the position here, and let's move back again. And now here, 16 Pro Max first. That is amazing. Now let's select everything we have here. We're going to hit F9 to easy use. Now I want you to start fast, slow down, fast again, slow down, fast again, slow down. So let's say, for example, here open our graph editor right now, set everything. So here you can just drag this in like this. That's it. Let's look at it again. I think it's okay like this. So I think it's okay. The problem is that the motion is happening too fast. So let's see it. Okay, well, first I'm hand that. I think it's the one I put in the middle there. So let's move this back from the beginning here. So now let's just select everything that's here. It's going to move it back. Sorry, select everything that is here. Move it back to around 315. Select everything that is here. 415. And this is looking a whole lot better. There is, I think I'm listening to the issue I'm seeing here. Let's see all my keyframes here. That's the problem. F9. It's back. There we have it. A very easy scrolling animation like this. Okay, so next I'm going to do is now I'm going to work with my mouse. So first of all, I want to make this thing a little bit better, like visually. And what I want to do with that is that I want to just blur out the sides here a little bit. And that's really easy to do. All I just need is my square here. Make sure nothing's selected down here. I can just draw simple rectangle like this. Off my stroke, change my fill to white. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, on the same shape layer here, can I move it inward a little bit there. So let's be like this. I'm just going to pre-compose this layer. Move all your attributes. And I'm just going to use my editing to draw the layer marks like this. We're going to invert the layer marks. On my layer marks properties here, I'm just going to bump up my marks further like this. So we have this cool looking what I'm going to use for this thing again. Good cool looking fading animation from the sides here. And what I can do is I can just bring it under my title bar so it looks better. So I can just duplicate this and open my scale here, unlink it, just put negative. So now it's on the other side also. Cool. The entire thing is kind of taking shape right now. So let's hide my title action first. And next thing I'm going to do is let's zoom in. I want to create like two handles here, like two arrows here that the mouse will come and press. So it's going to be like as the mouse is pressing the arrow, as the mouse is pressing the arrow, this is going to be scrolling. So let's come back here. Let's find our mouse. See our mouse down here. You bring it to the top. Now this is where our mouse ends up by default after our animation. And what I want for the animation is not for it to interfere with this, but just interfere with these two at the sides. So what I can do is that I can just create a simple animation. It just starts a simple animation, mouse animation that just comes from here, goes down and comes to this handle here. So I can make it come here, keyframe on my position, then going down to somewhere like here, and I'm just going to move the mouse this way here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is let's go to somewhere in the middle here, and I'm just going to move this downward like this. Onto my intent to here, I'm really going to click this to convert to a Bezier part. And now I can just delete this one in the middle here because I can converted this to a Bezier part. Now I can just move this down like this. So after I finish this, click here. It's going to remain for the entirety of this transition. So that's here. So I'm just going to copy this position keyframe and I'm just going to paste it here so it doesn't move. So I'm going to do my graph editor like this: starts fast, end up slow. Let's see again. Nope, it's too fast. Let's move it down to 315. Okay, so what I'm just going to do now is for all these my animations here, so everything down to here, I'm just going to select it because it cannot start moving before this mouse. So all these my keyframes, I can just select them and I'm just going to move them back somewhere like here. I think these are the points where the mouse actually interacts with this, and move it back a little bit more. So that's one. Now I'm going to select this our button click animation. I'm going to copy it and I'm just going to paste it here. So when it moves and stops, it clicks like that. I'm going to paste another one here. I'm going to paste the final one here. So let's see that again. 2, 3. Okay, that is really good. So now let's see it again. Up now. 2, 3. So next I'm going to do, I have to create our actual handles that we're going to use for here. So I'm going to use my pen tool again, and just going to be 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Let's zoom in. So I drew it inside my mouse layer and I don't like that, so I just delete this. And we can call this handle. Then let's go to our line tab and align it like this. So let's call this handle left. Right, it at my left. Duplicate it. Open up your scale property. Change this to minus. And you have your handle right. Okay, so let's select this. Just align it down there. Select this. Let's open our title action save first, so I know where I'm putting it. So now let's just make sure our mouse is directly on the button. So next we are going to do is that we're just going to come here and copy our click animation here. It might be different for you because I made a mistake and used my mouse scale and position. I made this inside here, so that's why my scale here is at 30, but normally your scale here will be at 100. Understand? So now if I was you guys at home, I will use this other this clicking animation we made for our button that is at 100 here, say 100, 95, 105, 100. But since my scale here is already at 30 and my mouse clicking animation is starts from 30, 25, 35, 30, I can just use this again. So let's go to where my mouse click starts, move down by like 2 frames. Okay, no, I can't even make it happen at the same time, so paste it here. Sorry, come up here and I'm going to paste it here. Let's find where the second place mouse click happens again. Second place was here. Paste it again. Last place was here, and I can just paste it here again. But I don't like the position of my mouse, so let's go back to where I set the position. Let's set the position of this mouse. Okay, that's here. So my mouse was set here, and what I can just do, bring it down, a little bit to the front, like this. Okay, that is amazing. Now I'm going to make a keyframe on my position here. Next thing I want to do is I want my mouse to go from here and come to this buy now side like this. So let's move this back again. Let's go forward on our timeline to somewhere like here. And we're going to move this down here. Come somewhere like here. Go to my pen tool, and I'm going to make this bezier edge, and I'm just going to drag this down like this. Let's zoom in a little bit so we can adjust our position like so. Cool. Now it's about to click this buy now. Let's just move down a little bit. I will take my button click animation, copy it, and I'm going to paste it here. So I'm going to go to buy now. Remember that we presented everything to our null, so but our buy now layer is still here. See, buy now, everything is still here. What I'm just going to do here is open up a scale property, and since the scale is at 100 here, I can just go back to this, my null here, click, copy the scale, and I can go back to our buy now layer. Where's that layer? Yeah, buy now here. Let's bring that back into the center. Let's find where our is here. So hold down Control, centralize it, and let's see where the click is starting from. This is where the click is starting from. Buy now. That is here, and I can paste it here also. So we have it moving. So what we're going to do now, we're going to work on our transition. So from our end of this animation here to this animation here, we cannot just leave the space blank like this. I'm just gonna shop now here. What I'm just going to do is let's go down here with this our null layer here that controls everything. And okay, now let's wait for the animation to finish so that it finishes here. I'm going to open my position keyframe here, and I'm going to make a keyframe on my position. I'm going to come down somewhere like here, and I'm just going to drag this. Sorry, I'm just going to drag it down like this. Now, for these my two layers here, I'm going to open up the opacity. I'm going to make a keyframe on the opacity here. When they are moving down to this place now, I'm going to drag it down to 0. select the two of them, F9 to easy ease. So this is what we have. So we have this simple fade out animation. Now from here, like this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to select this and I'm just going to move everything to the front. Like this. Now, what I'm going to do is let's move in a little bit more. This when the motion of this starts. So here. Now, on all these layers here, if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'll then make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so for my handle left and handle right layer here, I'm just going to come down here, make it keep on their position, move inward a little bit, let's see here, and I'm just going to drag it up like this. There's minus 40, so 503. 503. Now, open up T, make a keyframe on the opacity, move it down, change this down to 0. So we have that cool looking fading animation, and I'm going to do the animation for each and every one of this, including my title bar. Okay, now for this one, instead of me animating each and every one of them going up and coming down, going up and coming down, we can only see this, and this. So I don't need to animate everything, I just to animate this first 3. Okay, I see that minus 40 is not actually going to give me what I want. So let's just say, so I've already minus 40, let's minus 60. So now I can just select all the ones that I just did now. And to hit F9 to easy ease, on my graph editor, this will zoom a little bit, or a lot a bit. And I want it to start fast and slow. Put it in like this. Okay, so I think I still need to move it forward a little bit. I have to start my animations later. I can move all this, drag them back. Finally, let's go to our bind now and adjust. I think it's happening too fast. Take a look at this motion here. Watching that video, what do you think? Now that I've now made this animation, stay tuned for the final part and you can learn how to make this animation right here, or you can make this one right here, and I will catch you in that video. So from now until the next time, remember, improve every day, grow constantly, and dream endlessly. Love you guys.